and get started. So for those of you who were on the weekly wave call last week, the slides are going to be very similar. We do have a few updates for PEBT and the ASR. So we'll get right into it, starting with a reminder about the wave rollover, which is going to be starting off on July 12th, and we're expecting for the wave to be offline for about 2 weeks. We will send out emails beforehand just to let everybody know. We have been in contact with a few vendors to just let them know that this is occurring. We will be sending out a larger email to the vendors as well, so they are aware. So make sure that you all are putting in your end of year information before you're ready to roll over to the next school year. I know specifically WinGauge or Mass has sent out guidance in a newsletter, kind of walking you all through how to put in the end of year exit information. If you had to put in a lot of DVRs this year for graduation or otherwise for accountability purposes, this will save you a lot of time next year. We're going to make sure that if there is any other guidance that came out from any of the other vendors, when we do send out specific guidance before our official rollover, we'll make sure that that is included there as well, just in case there are some districts that have not rolled over to school year 21-22 yet. So again, once we roll over to the next school year, any changes that you're making for this current school year will not be sent up to the wave. Your student information system will no longer send that information once you roll over to a new year. And once we have rolled over to the next school year, we will no longer accept that information, even if it's sent. So moving forward, Eric, if you want to give everybody an update about the issues that are occurring with the PEBT report. Eric, if you're talking, you're muted. Okay, we'll circle back to that update. But for those of you who were not on our call last week, the FAQs for the PEBT report has been uploaded onto our website. It is under documents and guidance, and the link is in chat right now. If you do need to print that out or refer to that for any specific questions. It looks like Eric is unmuted now, so we maybe can get an update on the data displayed on the report.
Okay, PBT, I'm sorry, I went to go get names to get that standard from. But yeah, PBT is not yet open. Again, you might be able to see it. You can continue checking it, but I know the data is incorrect. They are updating the data today 100% from last night's uploads, and it should be potentially ready for release tomorrow morning. We're going to try to get it on a daily schedule, and then at some point every 3 hours update. But it sounds like PBT is not going away. It sounds like this is going to be something that we're going to be having to track all next year as well. Not sure about that yet. It's coming, but it sounds like that's what's coming. So we're going to all get real familiar with PBT. But I believe that the data in the report will be available, the real data, the actual data that you guys have sent us, not 4 weeks ago or 2 days ago or 14 days ago. I think that's going to be ready to go today. At the end of the day, it's sounding promising. And so tomorrow you might actually have real data in there. So I will send, as soon as I know that, I'll put it on the wave. we'll open that report back up and say the data is as fresh as we can get it. It will update overnight for now. But again, I am moving towards an every 3-hour refresh tempo. But at this moment, it's just going to be an overnight, like many of our other reports. So it'll be in alignment with my data and all your other reports. So if you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
All right, thanks, Eric. All right, moving on to the ASR. I know I'll give a state aid a chance to speak up here, but we are aware there is an issue with students appearing in Find Missing Students where it says that there is some sort of issue, but when you go into any or all of the wizards that we have available for you, you are not seeing an error specifically with that student. So right now we are investigating the root cause of why that's happening for some students. So if you have reached out to us or state aid, and we are aware, there's not a note posted right now on the WAVE homepage, but if we're finding that this overall issue cannot be fixed today, we'll post a specific blurb about that to give you some information on next steps for that report. But for now, I'll let either Lori or Mitzi from State Aid speak up about the status of this report, if there are any updates.
I think, yeah, that's one of our biggest problems, but I'm very, very, very pleased, very thankful for all of you guys. Last I looked, we were at 499. I want 500 so bad. I might jump up and down if I get 500. But thank you for working so hard on these reports, but we're doing good.
Yep, appreciate all your hard work. And so for the post-secondary opportunities report, the same information that you can see in those bullet points still apply. If you do have any specific questions on that report, including accountability on the emails that are coming to our office will be helpful, just so that both offices are kept in the loop, mainly because the information is displaying under accountability reporting. The accountability team will be able to handle any specific report issues if there's an issue with a button not working or if the website or application is down, things like that. Accountability will handle, as well as helping us out if there are any specific data that needs to be looked up. So again, if you're reaching out to just us about the post-secondary opportunities report, just know that we will include or just pass along to accountability the questions that we have been getting on that report. And the TLE qualitative report, that is due today. JC Smith, in the same office name as the report, is over that. So if there are any specific questions, please do look on the report selectors section of the WAVE, where you can find the phone number to get a hold of JC specifically. If not, if you do not want to call, feel free to email us specifically, and we will forward that email over to JC Smith. We will put her email address for those of you on the call. If you are still working on this report or coming into any issues, we'll put her email address in the chat in just a minute. But again, if you have specific questions on that report, today is the day to bring them up to JC if you're having any issues. And I will go back through here and address a couple of questions. Yes, we are aware that there are, at this point, it's about a couple handfuls of districts who've reached out to us about grades not showing up on the ASR. To our understanding, those grades are coming across. We have reached out to the accountability office to take a look at the way that that information is displaying. So if you want to just, again, if you haven't already, letting accountability and our office know, we can take a look at some specific examples and see if there's a specific issue. But from our perspective, at least so far, those grades are coming across just fine. So if you haven't sent us an email yet, please do so, and we'll take a look at that. And there is a question about what do we do if we find our data is incorrect on the PEBT report and we've already certified our ASR. Eric, would you like me to answer that one, or?
Sorry, I didn't see it. What was the question?
What do we do if we find our data is incorrect for the PEBT and we've certified
So
our
ASR? Okay. So if it's incorrect on the report, then it's incorrect it's incorrectly being sent to us from your agent. But it's very much related to your ASR data too. So if you find something you've messed up on your PEBT, then you've probably, if it's related to attendance or calendar, it's probably messed up on your ASR too. So, I mean, we will probably need to uncertify your ASR. If it's already gone through and been finaled, then I'm going to say, I don't know what we're going to do here yet. So
And in the event that the ASR information is correct and it's just showing up on the PEBT report wrong,
that's fixable on our side if that's the case. I can get them to fix the data logic on our side. That's fine.
okay. Hopefully that answers your question. There's another one in here. Let me read. There's a question that's asking about instructional codes on the ASR in terms of, let me just read the question here. On the ASR calendar, when it is expanded, I only see INST, which is instructional for us, on the calendar code for both virtual and on-campus days. Should it be something different for on-campus days like IN? That specific column on the ASR is just displaying the CIF terminology for that specific calendar code. So if you've got the day for either calendar labeled as instructional, that's what it's going to show up as, regardless of the instructional environment of the students. All right, we'll go ahead and stop the recording here. So I'm not seeing any more questions.